15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I guess we are live now, officially. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pug Crawl. This is our second episode now, officially. We're very excited to get started. We have had some suggestions for characters last week from our subscribers. We have added them to the list, so if they get rolled tonight, they will be played. To give you guys a little bit of background on what's going on, this is a custom Dungeons & Dragons campaign that we here at Pug Crawl created, and we were playing it for a little while, and we decided to turn it into a stream because we had just had a lot of fun and we were doing it every week. But basically the rules for this differ from regular Dungeons & Dragons a little bit in that each week is a very specific scenario or mission suggested to us either by you guys in chat or through a collective understanding of what we're doing. And then that each week, everybody here who is playing rolls a d20, and the number that's on the d20 corresponds to 20 different characters on this sheet that they will play. So each week is a random new character and a random new encounter with a fixed DM. This is my week.
Some characters will make a return as well.
Yeah, some characters may make a return. If you saw our last week, you may be seeing those characters again, maybe not, but I am the DM this week, and I guess without further ado, we should probably just get to rolling immediately, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that was really,
Doug,
really boring. So
just shut me up ASAP. So you go first. Will you Speed Demon?
All right. You're giving me the full list. You think you're doing me a disservice, but you're actually giving
I'll
me the
kill
keys
you
to the
first.
kingdom.
Just wait.
Good. I got an 18.
That seems good.
18. That's Iron Lung Bellow Lips.
Yeah.
Who's Iron Lung Bellow Lips?
That's just Doug in real life, I think.
He's the runesmith, the dwarf runesmith.
Iron Lung Bellow Lips is a name I made on a camping trip when I thought it was a really cool thing to call somebody because I was blowing the fire into life, just like.
And like all things Doug says, we just looked at him afterwards and was like, what?
It's like Iron Lung Bellow Lips.
But give a little background of the character. Doug.
Iron Lung Bellow Lips.
That's me.
What's the background of the character? Give him a little.
Iron Lung Bellow Lips is a runesmith who is in charge of keeping the forge of the master runesmith stoked. So he's sort of the advisor to the main runesmith.
And he only uses his lungs as like to keep the fire stoked, right?
Oh yeah,
That's it.
That's why his lungs are like iron and his lips are like a bellow. When he goes, when he goes like this, when he does butthole lips,
It's gale force winds.
yeah, there's.
I'm stoked. Color me stoked. Well, all right, you go now.
All right, we have a choice to make. Do I roll the lucky dice or the unlucky dice?
How many
Ethan,
roll?
what's chat saying? Lucky dice or unlucky?
We'll have to wait like
Ethan,
30,
tell me.
30 seconds.
Oh yeah,
we have
30
line.
seconds.
All right,
I'm gonna guess
lucky.
lucky.
We're here.
Yeah,
Lucky.
lucky.
All right, let's see what we get, boys.
Lucky, you're so lucky.
14.
14 is Peaches.
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 Peaches back.
Oh, tickle me pink. All right, so Peaches is a ranger who is from an area. Where is Peaches from?
He's a redneck ranger.
He's a redneck ranger.
Redneck
Ranger.
Wood Elf Ranger.
He's a dog called mutton chops or pork chop.
I thought his name was Blue, but you guys go off on your own thing
I'm pretty
all
sure
the
his
time.
name is Blue as well.
I
So
thought his
I got a
name was
pooch
Blue.
named Blue.
The pooch
And I
changes
got
his name every
arrow
week. How about
named
that?
Thomas.
Arrow named Thomas. Okay.
Thomas and Blue.
Thomas and Blue.
Here he is.
There we go.
All right, Gresh,
And
you're
so
up.
it was.
Give it a roll.
18.
18, roll again.
Oh.
Haha.
2.
That's Gilbert.
That's my character.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Could you grab me my dungeon manual from my desk?
So,
You get sassy.
give
on
a little
that character.
background of Gilberan. I like Gilberan.
He's like a no-nonsense. So Gilberan is a high elf former sailor, so he's now a privateer, and he's a monster/giant slayer. and he doesn't take shit.
Isn't he a
Who?
sailor too? Would you say it was?
Family show.
Sorry?
Did you say he like owned? I don't know why I imagine him on like a ship sailing the seas.
He is. That's what he does.
Oh, okay, that is what he does.
He's a
Okay,
sailor.
okay.
Yeah, he's a former High Elf Navy.
Good man. I like Gil'Ran. I especially like when you play Gil'Ran because you're very enthusiastic when you play.
Well, you know, I gotta do what's right by my dude.
See?
Gresh, I got a question real quick.
Okay.
There's a second level spell called Rope Trick.
Yeah.
What? I can't find it.
It's in there. Essentially, you can like create a rope to another like dimension, and you can climb into it and hide up there. I think that's what it does.
Damn.
I've tried to do one of those before.
Yeah, I do that every
it's
time I
def-
drift into my thoughts.
It's definitely in
Yeah,
there.
that alternate dimension, I need a little
Ugh.
saving from it.
Yeah, really scares me
Fan
at night
just going
when
around.
I'm alone. So I guess now let's get started with the campaign. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah. Just to point out, it was mentioned before, but we'll hit it one more time just to be safe. You guys can submit scenarios that we will play each week. They're going to get added to
Doug.
this good old wheel right here.
272, page 272.
Take a spin at the end of the show, and that's how we determine the campaign. And then the Dungeon Master gets to do his take on it. So Dylan got the scenario off of the old Spinalina Dinna Dinna Bin Din. Right? Is that
I
what we
think
call
that's
it?
the
That's
word,
what we
yeah.
call it around here.
Yeah, that's
Don't
it.
worry about it. Work jargon.
Who is DMing next week?
Doug.
Doug.
Doug is
Doug?
next up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any suggestions that you guys send in at halftime next week if they get rolled on the wheel. So without further ado, this week, Doug would potentially do the... Let's get started. So,
Production, could you please bring me my dungeon manual that I left on my desk?
share this one for now,
Yeah.
and then
I'm
as it
fine
goes
for now.
on...
Can you speak a little louder as well?
A little louder?
Yeah.
Can I speak a little louder? Oh, you only needed to ask. I'm so excited. Okay, so this starts very similar to how we like it. The room is completely white, or what you perceive as a room. All you can see is this blinding white light, and of course, the echoing voice that your spirits have come familiar with are now speaking to you in a booming voice, the collective you, that is. I really need you guys to finish this one the way I asked this week. That's all he says. And you get the impression that you will be hearing more from him throughout this campaign. But as that happens, suddenly images and shapes come to your eyes, and you guys are assimilating in a dark forest that seems to be on the edge of a bluff. There is a faint sea breeze coming in, wafting past your nose, but yet you can't see any ocean from here. There are sounds of waves, and before you know it, you hear a small clicking behind you. What do you guys do?
Are there cries of gulls as well?
Well, there is some cries. Whether or not they're goals, you'll definitely have to roll for that because this is Dungeons and Dragons.
I would like to
I
roll,
roll perception for cries of gulls.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Surely, as a sailor,
It's
I
a
would
9.
know the cry of a gull innately. I would not need to roll for it.
Well, all of you realize
Screw you.
that it's not the cries of gulls, but it is the cry of a bird. And when you turn around to look at the direction of this cry, you realize that what is standing there is a Kenku. A Kenku is, for those of you who are versed in nature and versed in Dylan, know that I love these races in D&D. You're allowed to quit right now. But it is a Kenku standing there.
Kenku rogue.
And he is shrouded. He is a bipedal, wingless crow humanoid, I guess is the best way to describe him. And he's clicking and making noises at you guys, trying to beckon you somewhere.
That bird looks mighty tasty. And I somewhat try to keep my dog Blue at bay, but he is rassled up. He's been trained to hunt a bird or two. and he sees fair game on the table. Chompy, chompy. Holding it back a
So
little bit.
the dog's a little riled up right
Is he
now.
trolling? Is he like?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
My boy's on a leash right now, too.
I'm gonna approach the Kenku within a respectable distance,
Okay.
and I ask him, "Who there, bird? Where is this magical forest?"
And it speaks to you the way Kenkus speak, which is
Hey, you dumb dwarf, why you going and talking to a bird like that? Don't you know bird don't be answering no folk like you?
roll nature and explain that better to them why.
Very nice.
12 plus.
I know nature too, fam.
Yeah.
Let's see, nature. That's +4. Which
Okay.
means I rolled a 16.
Well, when you were down south with your paw and your paw and your paw, you knew
All the
that
paws, man. Yeah.
you used to encounter Kenku like this, and Kenku, you have come to find out, can perfectly imitate any noise, but they cannot vocalize their own speech. They are capable of understanding it, but they're not capable of vocalizing common speech.
Hey, my pal taught me a thing or two about a bird like this. You can either say a bunch of junk in front of them and they can mimic it, or you can just cook them and they taste mighty fine.
They do taste mighty fine. I've had a Kenku or two in my lifetime.
Is that why you're so friggin' obsessed with them?
I have
Jesus.
Kenku fever, bro. Okay, so I guess you have approached him now,
Then
and he has given you the
I
response.
say to the Kenku a few phrases. I go, "Follow me. Yes. No. Should we
I
follow?
walk- I
Are you
walk-
trying to lead us somewhere?"
And it says, so
Is that it? Yes or
Can
no?
it say, couldn't it be like, follow me somewhere? Couldn't it do something like that?
I'm just gonna say yes, and I'm going to just mimic you exactly. Follow me somewhere.
No.
Okay, so are you saying no to the Kenku?
No, I'm seeing the Kenku is like, no.
Okay, so
Pop around.
At some point during
Pop
the
around.
show,
Pickle
I think we should look inside of
Pickle pee, pop
Dylan's
around.
wallet. I'm willing to bet $6 he has like a little paper cutout of a friggin' Kenku. And they're
just a crow's feather
I
inside.
also would
All right,
bet that
I'm
he has a
gonna
picture
roll.
of me.
I do.
I'm gonna roll an insight
Okay.
to see if this Kenku comes off as a savory sort, or like someone who'd be leading us to a trap, or someone who we can genuinely feel good
I
around.
think it's like savory or sweet. I was like, oh, I mentioned, yeah.
Or if it's a Sour Patch Kenku.
Oh, that was close.
That is a not the best rolls. It is a it's a 10. Wait, no, that's a 7.
That's bad.
Could I roll for on blue?
Well, hold on. So Kenkus are kind of untrustworthy by nature. You can kind of see that he looks like a slimy raven. So he's not really, but in this case, he does seem that there's some...
Ravens are noble creatures.
Oh, God. What have I gotten myself into? And you do actually notice, though, that he seems to be genuine in his urgency. That
We're never
he
gonna leave this
wants
room,
you
by
to
the way.
Go now.
We're stuck in this room forever.
Exactly.
Just breaking this Kenku down to his core.
Yeah.
And with that, actually, you start to hear the chatter of what seem to be other Kenku in a group down the road further.
You put us in a Kenku village. All right, I'm going to. I have a very strong link with my dog Blue, and I'm kind of see if Blue from like those squawks can see how many Kenku we're potentially surrounded by, and kind of suss out if it's a dangerous situation. Me and my dog, kindred spirits, trying to figure out if we're in danger.
Okay. Why don't you make an... I guess that would be
Probably just perception.
probably a perception and a nature check.
So roll twice. So the perception check is going to be
We'll use your dog's perception.
Oh, I don't know what that mutt's perception is.
I will lobby that the hound's perception is passively
It's a mastiff.
probably
Let's
like
see.
17, something big.
Mastiff
should I choose his
perception.
passive?
Perception +3.
Oh, so what's his passive though?
Passive is 13.
Okay, so I
had
would
a
say
bad
it's
roll, though.
passive. Added onto the passive, 16. He definitely knows that there are a good size of Kenku over in the direction that they were clicking from. He doesn't seem alarmed. You can't see his body posture seeming like he's tightening up.
My Blue seen quite a few Kenku in his day.
So
But that's the thing, is he afraid of Kenku? Maybe not.
I've met Kenku before. I'm gonna walk up to this Kenku and say, do you need our help?
And the Kenku looks at you and is clicking, yes, come with me.
Well, we should get going.
All right, let's do that.
And so the Kenku actually bolts off. Like the thing just scatters so fast and it's jumping in this weird pattern. And, probably a minute down the trail of you guys following it,
Are we
see-
outside of this one? Or are we still in?
You guys are indoors. You've been outside the entire time. You haven't been indoors. And that's why you're smelling the breeze and you're seeing the trees, which are kind of pines mixed with seagrasses, things like that. But you guys are arriving up to the group of Kenkus, and you're realizing that they're moving really fast for Kenkus, that is, but also because they seem to be carrying a cart with a large closed box on it, and they are booking this thing down the road, trying to get it somewhere. So
What's on the card? Sorry.
all you can see it so far is a large box this distance. It's a large box that's made of wood, and it's on
Are
the
they
back
coming
of a
towards
hand.
us? Or are they going?
They're going away from us, and the Kenku that you have just encountered is leading you to them.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna let Blue run free, run straight at the box, and I'm gonna run up and try to just kind of get on the box and see what's inside, wrestle it open.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
fuck.
So as you are getting closer, you notice that the Kenkus start to get a little bit alarmed. Some of them are like,
I'm gonna hold Peaches back as I see him running past me. I'm gonna try and grab him.
okay, so you're holding him back.
I'm gonna attempt
You're
to, yeah.
running. Blue is actually, he ran up to the crate
Wait.
and he's sniffing it, but he does not seem alarmed by anything right
Okay.
now.
And the Kenku they're kind of weirded out by the dog, but they're not hostile.
Yeah,
to the dog.
they're nervous of you guys.
Yeah.
Why the hell you trying to hold me back, son?
Say, easy. Kenku are not. They're frightful creatures.
Hey man, I've hunted plenty of Kenku
Well-
in my day. I don't need you trying to lecture me.
Well, that might be the problem. You've hunted them.
A Kenku comes up, the Kenku, and he comes up and he looks at you. He goes, hug, and he tries to squeeze you, because this is from what you're gathering, the only way he knows how to speak to humans is really this weird social interaction. So-
Is this the
Handshake,
Kenku we talked
handshake.
originally?
Yes, he's noticing conflict and he's like,
All right.
Embrace him.
And I push him off at this point and I go, I know these birds better than you folk do. Sorry I was so aggressive. That was rude of me. Let me show you the hospitality that I learned in my elvish conclave. This birdie obviously wants a hug, and I'm going to rustle his feathers right here, right now, and show him. He doesn't have to be scared of little old Peaches or Blue. Ain't that right, Blue? Ain't that right? And I'm going to go over and I'm going to give you a big old
What
hug.
else, man?
and the Kenku comes in and he squeezes you very genuinely, and then he gets away from you very fast. He does not like that sort
Why'd
of
you have to
interaction.
go make it weird, friend?
He smelled you, and he just doesn't like the smell of humans.
dead Kenku.
And what
Smell
else?
only my mother really liked.
So, what now? You guys have encountered this. The Kenku are a little freaked out, and they.
And I'm gonna go up to the original Kenku and say, "Is this box important? Do you need is this our what we're here to help you guys with?"
And it seems that his urgency, as well as his clicking and moving, indicate yes.
Are we
The other Kenku look at you, all of them, and in unison are like, "Ew,
We want us to protect this box.
And they all just start chattering amongst each other and squawking.
All right, friend. Well, why didn't you just say so? Looks like we're a pretty ragtag band of helpers.
Would you like us to get on the back of the cart?
And as you say that, in the distance is a just monstrous howl, roar of some sort, and it is seemingly miles away, but the Kenku just freak the fuck
I
out.
instinctively draw my longbow.
And they are just
me as
out of
well.
there.
I not with you.
You also have our preferred animal, like enemy, is the beasts.
Yeah.
So you might be
Yeah.
able
So
to.
this may be good for you.
And we kind of both nod, and I look over to you and I go, seems like we are kin on this battlefield, fellow tracker.
No, but I've hunted my fair share of large game.
Aren't you tall, dark, and mysterious?
I'm gonna sidle up to the front of the cart, and with a, I'm gonna grab the 2 carts, and I'm just gonna do a strength check to try and get this thing moving because I don't want anything
Okay.
to do with what's going on.
Do you
make
think
an
you should go on the
athletics
back and just blow and be like extra propulsion?
Yeah, I should actually. I should
Hand
make
me
a sail.
folder down there.
jet propulsion.
Yeah.
That's like that time that Dana got on the back of the
Okay,
boat.
that is a
Started flapping.
13. That is a
Reference. Thanks, buddy.
15.
15. So you notice that
I'm trying to Flintstones it.
Yeah, your Fred Flintstone's rubble toes are going real fast. They're booking it down there, and actually the cart has started to seemingly move faster.
Okay.
So
Are we on a road? Is this like a dirt road going through the forest?
this looks like, make a perception check.
Okay, what kind of road is this? I want to smell the dirt. I want to taste the granules. All right, nature.
This is a Roman road.
Or perception. Make a perception check.
That is a 20.
Wow.
Okay, so that's good. You realize that this is a beast trail of some sort. So it seems like a woodland trail, but it's pretty wide.
Okay.
There has been significant grooves, kind of, and stones moved, and shrubbery and trees moved, enough for you guys to walk comfortably and carry this cart comfortably over the sand.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna run alongside the cart. I guess because I'm an elf, it's not so hard to run after a dwarf. Just ready and like I'm gonna be checking regularly to see if this large roar we heard is if I can sense its approach or anything like that.
okay, what you actually do sense is you notice an odd interaction with one of the Kenkus and another Kenku.
Trader Kenku.
These 2 Kenkus do this kind of weird faux wing movement, and they kind of click beaks together, and one Kenku splits off from the group and jumps right into the forest and runs as fast as it can, and the other Kenku seems to be a little more morose.
Can I say?
Oh,
I'm gonna say
no.
one thing really quick.
It's like the mermaid special from Discovery Channel.
No, it's like it's like the dark crystal. Trial by stone.
Skeksis.
Yeah, they just freak out. I have one really quick question about my character.
hit it.
Primeval awareness. Where is that?
It's in the ranger.
It should be in the ranger, but
It
I
is.
can't find it right
It is
now.
there. It is there.
What kind of ranger?
Go to
are
the
you?
beginning.
See, a lot of
It should be.
one type of fluid got spilled onto the pages one time when we were playing and
Was
messing
it
around.
the piss cup that you usually carry around?
That we all take turns in.
It's right above the owl.
It was really full.
You go over it to one more. Right above the owl.
While they're doing
There
this,
it is.
I would
Go
like
ahead.
to. Can I make an Arcana check to carve runes of speed on the wheels of the wagon and attempt to make the wagon go faster?
You know, that sounds dope. So yeah, of course.
Ooh, that's a natural 20. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay, who is your deity? Do you have one?
It's obviously my ancestors, who
Cool.
were the runesmiths before me. and kept the fires going throughout the long nights of the winter mountains.
The dark days.
The dark days. In the roots of the mountain, the fires must be kept stoked. And the gold poured into the grooves made by the rune kings of old is still hot to this day.
Oh my god.
Each of them use their lungs exclusively to keep the fires burning.
No artificial bellows in my family line.
So,
Only the
what
lungs.
tool are you using to do this?
My mouth. No, I'm.
You kiss each wheel. The rune appears.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly take out my small. I just have like a little leather bundle on my torso. I just go, and it goes like, and it's just like rune tools.
I thought you were gonna say ripped ass. I was like,
That's
whoa.
underneath. You can notice there's bumps along the tool.
That's actually how the tools keep like locked
Yeah,
in.
they're in the grooves of in the little rivulets over here. And I quickly just go on the side of the wheels. And then I pull out a little lantern that's actually a mini forge that has gold in the top. And I go, no, I don't do that. I go, and you see the gold go and turn to liquid. And then I quickly pour it into the grooves I made, empowering them with magic. And then I go,
And boom,
and it's done.
okay,
Wow.
so with that, you hear,
Sold.
you just go through this entire magical interaction in what seems so fluid because it's you. You know, you have obvious training. This is going so well. And as you're doing it, it sounds faintly on the wind like you hear 100 ancestors say, "That's my boy." And
I single tear.
no,
And then I go,
actually,
lungs.
as you do that, the cart just rockets. And Kenku were like, "Ah!" and they're trying to hang on, and you are actually being pushed. And anyone who is off the cart, which I presume are you two,
Yeah, I'm not on the cart.
need to run to catch up to it. This is not, you get the feeling,
Can I-
knowing rune lore, that this is not going to be a permanent effect. This is very temporary because your ancestors are smiling.
Yeah, so like in a split second, I kind of look to you and give you the old nod, but like you also can see like I'm like run ahead without me, and I kind of put my hands down to the ground. Blue's running off, and I'm assuming you probably run towards him, but I kind of close my eyes, put my hands down in the ground, and use my primeval awareness, and my body, like the ground around me creeps up around my fingers. My eyes roll back in my head like the wargs of old, and I try to sense what that creature making the howl was, to see if it's an aberration, a celestial, a dragon, an elemental, a fae, a fiend, an undead.
Can you read me the description of it, exactly how it's performed?
It sees within 6 miles, if I'm on my favorite terrain, which I am, what is near me, like what
Creature
type is near me.
cool.
It doesn't reveal the creature's exact location or the number of them. It just kind of gives me its type.
It's a dragon. So,
Oh, I didn't even need to roll.
yeah.
Like, oh, homie, it's a dragon.
You know, I mean, the thing is that you get the distinct
shit.
We don't know
impression.
this.
I didn't even
That-
need to expend a spell
Well,
slot.
no, you did. I think that you get the distinct impression that once you put your hands to the ground, that this ground is just laden with the actual energy of this dragon. This has a
Yeah.
dragon. This is not only its territory, but its immediate surroundings.
no.
So,
Yeah. So I like tear up from the ground and like just kind of like in the heat of the moment, like kind of sprint ahead, and he's a fast cat, and I just kind of sprint ahead of where he is and look back. It's a dragon, boy! and Blue hears me and is just like,
what I did before as he was neutral, while I saw his cart book it, I run after to get my whip out, and I spin on one of the edges of the whip, and I'm just like,
Kite,
you're sketchy.
Kite, make a dex check.
oh shit, son. 15.
Okay, so you
A saving throw, or just a dex check?
just add your dex modifier to the roll.
Yeah, so +4. So
Okay.
15.
So you whip out that whip, and you manage to get a peg on the end of it. You're not actually fully gaining your bearings while you do it.
I have no skis, so it's
So
not.
you're actually pulled to the ground and dragged. You're not hurt, but you're still being dragged by the actual cart.
Gotta get your land legs.
And the Kenku are just a flutter. And so you realize, though, here's the thing. You guys are now traveling at a fast speed, and this thing needs a helmsman. So if you don't steer it correctly, it's going right into a tree. So you have to make you definitely have to
Can I try and rope my way onto driving it?
Yes.
I would like to do that.
It's driven. It's a hand cart, so there has to be like people on the hand cart.
Two
bit.
Kenku are just, and you're trying on the sides to grab it, but you're in the middle, kind of up against it now.
In the
being
cart, like
driven, yeah. But yes, you can. If you would like to climb up.
I would like to go Indiana Jones my way up.
Okay.
And-
So go ahead, climb up. So now you're on top of the cart.
Okay. I whip back. And so am I controlling this whip now? I mean, this cart?
The thing is that in order to control the cart, you would definitely have to
get on the ground.
be on the ground, either in the front or in the back, placing your heels down in a way where you can kind of like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think
it's
yeah,
like
I-
Hercules.
I think,
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll attempt to do that. In
Okay.
That case. I think I'm holding on, like I'm just putting my feet down, going. Shh, shh.
Make a. I would say that's probably athletics.
Good thing I'm not very good at that.
Well, your legs are fucked.
It's 11 plus 2, 13.
13. So you've noticed that you're swaying it a little bit, but this really hurts, and it's not going to actually take damage out of you. Hurts
Take them off the
'cause
team.
we're
though.
in the meta.
That's gonna be bruised.
Yeah, but your heels are going to hurt a little bit.
That's
But you're
okay.
not making such a significant impact that you seem to be steering it very well.
Okay.
However, you get the distinct impression that if you guys work together, you can do it.
How do we work together? Okay.
You could probably talk to your friends.
How do we work together to do
Oh,
it?
I can speak to these people. I can speak to these people. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Iron Lung!
Yes. Where are we going? To our ancestors' haven.
Great! Which way is that?
I don't know. Let me get down and help you.
Tell me which way I have to move, and I'll help you out.
You get on the left peg, I'll get on the right. And
All
that
right.
way, we'll both be pegged.
Sweet.
So, it being a hand cart, Gilbrand's getting on the left, I'm going to get on the right, and we'll both just kind of, like, run with it, I guess. And
Yeah.
like you said,
Steering.
we can sort of tilt and
This
yaw.
thing is like a rocket cart. So essentially, it's going, and you are just.
Is it? Yeah. So it's stable. Like the wheels and the runes have made it so it won't like be like. It's
Yeah.
like it's just like.
I think it's honestly it's like sailing right now.
Yeah. Okay, so then in that case, instead of on the pegs, why don't we grab the two sides of the cart and we can like. Yeah.
Yeah,
heave ho.
I feel like the runes might just like lift it off the ground, so it's like super light,
Yeah.
and now they're just running at full speed.
Yeah.
So-
at full tilt.
Not because I'm confused, just because I think some of you may be a little bit confused. I'm not confused at all. I've been paying attention this entire time. I didn't zone out. I wasn't looking at my dungeon manual trying to figure out some cool
I can-
spells. I know what's going on.
I can give a
But-
bit of a rundown.
Yeah, a little tiny bit of a rundown. But basically, we got this box that's kind of on a carriage type deal that the Kenku were on the side of, and they were pushing it along.
Yes.
Doug, then, sorry, Doug does not exist.
Bellow lung, iron lip.
Iron lip, bellow lungs.
Oh, it's
Lips
iron.
like iron, lungs like a bellows.
Oh, okay. So I called you.
that's
I
the
called
other
you
way around.
Iron Lung.
I let that slide.
You sound like a male.
What's the
dwarf
first time we've met?
stripper.
So
Iron lung bellow lips.
You don't know what I do.
All right, it says it right there on the paper. Thank you for the water.
so yeah.
So yeah, and then he infused it with the power of runes. It was absolutely beautiful. If you missed it, stinks. I didn't miss that part. But at this moment, they're steering it.
Yes.
How exactly are they positioned on the cart?
So we're like on both sides, right? Right at the back.
So this is a hand cart, and to give a little bit more background, you guys are escaping from what you have now gleaned is a dragon, and this hand cart can be basically jimmied now that the runes are boosting it to steer it. If it's not steered correctly, it will go into a tree, and that's big time trouble.
I'm gonna make one dad joke for Ethan, just because he's in the back,
Hit it.
and you know he loves that. Who's Jimmy?
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
I don't get it.
Hey, Ethan, do you have like a boo sound effect?
Boo this man! All right. So at this point, I am falling far behind. I'm a fast little forest slicker. Blue seems to be fine, keeping up in tow with the
He
cart.
could also jump on the cart.
Yeah. So apparently he jumped on the cart. I'm just
can.
run, and
Can.
I'm gonna do the old ranger front flip and try to land on it. I know I need to make a roll for it.
Sick.
You definitely need to make an acrobatics roll for that.
But he's a redneck, so it's.
So it's inherent.
Oh baby, that's an 18.
Oh, I thought that was a
You're
20.
on. You definitely do a flip, and actually one Kenku looks at you and is like,
This guy's pretty cute.
that was tight.
Can you do this with feather hands? Do they have hands or do they have wings?
They have
claws?
human arms and then bird legs. They're ugly.
It just does like a little shaka.
So you're on.
Okay.
And did Blue jump on or what?
Apparently, that's what
No,
he said.
I said he could.
He could jump on.
Oh,
could
I thought
jump
he was
on.
making decisions for my dog.
No. He
No,
said
no.
he could
Only your
jump
dog
on.
makes
Be
decisions for your
careful.
dogs.
Be careful. Blue sees what I did, and he is A, inspired, and B,
Does he do a
jumps
backflip?
on up.
He's a
and,
barrel roll.
And yeah, he barrels on up right into my arms, like just like a, and put him back in place. I scratch him by the collar, and I go, "This is gonna be a big dragon, Blue."
And Blue looks at you and goes, okay, so
He
now
kinda
you
looks
guys,
at me like that.
so you guys are now booking it. And it's what's funny is that as you guys are booking it, you notice that there is actually a Kenku that flies over your head.
What?
They can fly.
But not because he can fly.
No.
It looks like he got battered so hard, he's flying over your head.
Was he the one that ran into the forest on his own? Can we tell?
They all look alike to you.
Oh.
You racist.
Just me, right? They all look alike to me. I say to everyone.
And the Kenku goes, shucks. But so that Kenku flies over your head, and that worries the other Kenkus, obviously. And
Can we
in
look-
the distance, you can actually see that there is a series of torches, and sounds like some chanting
In the
Torches
distance in
and
front
chant?
of us or the distance behind
in
us?
front of you down the road.
Okay.
It's through a little bit of the forest, though, so
I turn to a Kenku on the cart as we're like jimming it back and forth, avoiding whatever's in the road. And I look to him and I go, "Where did you get this treasure, Kenku? Did you get it from a dragon's hoard, Kenku? We'll know not to steal from a dragon unless it's dead, Kenku. Yes or no, Kenku? Did you get this?" I do an intimidation check. Ooh, that's a not good. That's a 6. So I go, never mind.
So you do that, and the Kenku responds with what sounds like a baby laugh. And it it completely ignores you after that.
I'm
Cool.
gonna say, is that safety up ahead? Like scream up to the guys in front, the Kenkus in front.
I would say that the Kenkus are a little distracted and scared right now.
Can I look
They're
behind
not
me and be
really-
like, how far is this thing?
Yeah, you can look behind you. You do a perception check from the back. From the
Natural one.
so you
critical
you're
fail.
blind.
What is that? I can't see.
So in the movement of the cart and the forest. You kind of feel disoriented. You really don't see anything.
You throw up.
Onto iron lips, bellow lung.
And you guys are moving, and it seems that you are getting to a fork in the road. And both of you who are on the spokes need to make an athletics check and pass, or else you guys are.
Well, we don't even know which way we want to go yet. How are we going to make a roll to go if we don't know which way we want to go yet?
You can perceive that there are lights of this torches one way, and there is blackness the other way.
Torches?
Yeah, torches.
I look at you, we're like, right. Not left, right.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
It is right.
No, right side.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, right.
All right, both
Right
of
side.
you make an athletics check.
Dude, I'm only running 11s today. Athletics?
Yes.
Which way should we go, Peaches?
Can I argue
I'm
acrobatics?
just like along for the ride.
Or just
You can
dexterity?
argue acrobatics. I'll
I'm
listen
just
to it.
sitting in this
Okay,
chair.
'cause
It's like,
acrobatics
wait
is
for you guys to
18.
roll.
Bumpity.
Dangerous.
Well,
spot.
you got
What's
to
in their
argue
chest?
acrobatics. Why it's more acrobatics than
Because the
athletics.
reason being is that I'm very nimble and fast, and so I can do some crazy like
That's a 12.
rather than just like pure strength.
What
I
was
can
that?
I can kind of like use my acrobatic ability to kind of push and pull
If
and
you
bend.
guys have never played Dungeons and Dragons before, what's happening right now is referred to as a begging DM.
It's called pleading my case to allow for a better outcome.
I got a 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, that's a good time to give a little more background. I think for those of you who are unfamiliar with D&D, each character has a set amount of skills.
probably won't be able to see
and
that.
some skills you're specialized in, some are not. So, for example, a super strong paladin is going to have better athletic checks. A very
Athletics is like
kind of
strength-based.
wispy mage may have a good arcana check. And so when I ask them to roll, it's very often because I'm asking them to check these skills in certain scenarios. In this case, they both failed.
Yeah, we
So,
failed hard.
The Kenku
Hey, acrobatics?
actually act quickly and jump to one side because they see this cart veering out of control, and they start pulling the crate off of the cart. And manage to tumble the crate on the ground. It crushes one Kenku, and you guys are still on the crate.
I love that reaction.
We just killed a bird, man. And they were so cool. Like these are Kenku from the West Coast too.
Invested.
Yeah.
Got some IPA in here.
Pow! It's like, okay, dude. Sure.
And so this tumbles off, and you guys
we
are now on the cart, and you are
Rocketing.
rocketing.
Bam!
And so you manage to jump off.
I sit on the bench.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
I will not let my ancestors down.
Oh God. Okay. And what do you
Is
do?
it just heading towards the fork?
It's heading towards the middle of the fork. Essentially, it's heading towards a signpost.
A tree signpost.
A signpost in the middle of Dragon Town.
It says,
How fast are we
and-
going? How fast are we going again? Way too fast.
It's it's the equivalent of like 20 miles per hour.
Oh, we're fine. We're
Wait,
heroes.
You're right.
Just give me
40
that.
40 kills, but below 30 does not. So you should be fine.
Did you just quote the New York PSA ad thing?
It's like, isn't it every single ad?
with
Isn't that
the
every?
little girl on the bicycle, and it's like,
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
if you hit me
okay.
at 30, I would have lived.
rip Wendy. Sorry.
Fine. Yeah, I jump off.
Okay, you jump off. What do you do? And what do you
Me?
really do?
So, like these Kenku, I can only fly when I'm on a wave. And I go ahead and
Boop.
what'd
Wave
you
of
say?
love.
What'd
No,
you
I'm
say to me, fam?
just nodding.
All right, what's going on?
Kind of the momentum of the cart fills my body, go up on my hand, and blue is like on my feet and like flips off of my feet.
All right, make
and
an acrobatics check.
I freeze for a mid-second and just my fingers on the cart.
And you have the
I
Disneyland
look.
ride photo moment.
And yeah, I have like the what did Blue and Peaches get into this week? And it was like,
All right.
and I spring myself forward with just one finger.
Ooh.
Dukes of Peaches.
What finger do
The
you
number
want
is
to
3.
be broken?
Oh. Oh man, luckily that's not my nodding finger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which finger?
so I can still not what?
Yeah. So one of them's kind of hurt because it got snagged.
My nodding finger is fine.
Your nodding finger's fine.
I showed it all with the left hand. It's gonna hurt to hold my bow, but my nodding finger is this middle finger.
Okay. So you break that finger.
This one.
That one. Yeah. You break that finger.
Which one? This one?
That's the one.
Wait, which finger do you break?
My left middle finger.
Oh, so that one.
So he breaks this one, and actually you land. You're like ah, and you look at Blue, and Blue goes. so now it's just calamity. Obviously, the Kenku are screaming. One of them's like, "Ah, ah," and he's looking at his friend, and he's flapping, and memoriam. And now it's this crate lying in the middle of the road.
As a leader of my crew, I know what to do in a situation. I start ordering around. I'm like, Kenku's, crate, go. We got your back. Boys.
Do an animal handling check.
Animal handling?
Yeah, they're animals.
Isn't it persuade? Is
Crash is just like, Dylan, no.
Well, okay, if you
I think that's
you can
fine.
do persuasion too. Persuasion would be fun.
I mean, they're equally, they're both the same, so it doesn't, it doesn't really matter in that case. 8.
8. One Kenku kind of like and like starts to kind of drag the rest and squawk, and the other Kenkus are still just disheveled.
Guys, come on!
And
Go!
you can go up and try to help this Kenku drag
I'm gonna be like, grab it, and at the same time getting one Kenku on the floor who's like, what's going on? I'm gonna drag him with this crate in my hand and go like, come on! Like saying Private Ryan on the beach, like, get up! Get up the beach!
So I'm on the ground. I just broke my finger, and I kind of get up and laugh, just because like I am so confident that I just needed to make this a challenge. And I scoop some dirt up and just like with my broken finger, drag it across my face, and you can see like my finger dangling, and just cover with mud. And I look at Peaches, and he just goes,
You are Peaches.
Sorry, I look at Blue, and Blue's just like,
It's time.
and we
Right
just like
on.
through a sea of Kenku feathers, just start walking.
While
Yeah.
Chaos
And I
Rock King's
draw
like,
my bow. I draw my bow at the ready, and
And
cool guys, don't look at,
And
don't look at.
I think a few Kenku are just like inspired. A few of them cop a hardy, and then the other ones that can still control their body turn and follow me. a
Can
little
the
bit.
cart in the background just explode? It's just like a man's
runes
dog.
and
And
then
his
just
dog in a world.
I'm going to move up to the box and cast Ray of Frost in front of where the box will be going on the ground.
Nice.
Like, to help
you get
move.
inspiration for that. That's
Nice.
very clever.
GG.
That's very clever. And actually, it's just in time. All of you make a Constitution save.
Oh, no.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Natural 20. The best roll possible.
Natural 20, 17. What'd you get?
11.
11. Okay.
Did I do good, dude?
Does that do it? Probably not.
So, just time and wind all of a sudden seems to come from one direction behind you.
Did you say time and
Just
wind?
time is slowing.
Like the
and wind,
spice. Times
okay.
the spice.
time is flying through the air. And all of a sudden you hear, and wind is being blown past you guys from where you came from. And all of a sudden, this massive gust of wind comes from behind you and just blows everything to smithereens forward. Couple of Kenku just roll through the air. The box slides on the trail of ice that you did almost to the destination so fast. You are actually knocked prone, and you're sliding with the box.
Whoa!
You hunker down, and you're
I
completely...
faced dragons before.
You can actually
Maybe.
see what seems to be a bronze glint in the distance. And you actually manage to hunker down. You slide a few feet towards the rest of them, but you are not knocked prone.
Yeah.
Blue is actually kind of Scooby-Dooing it, like slipping on banana peels.
I'm gonna make. So in my one hand, which I had my bone draw, I kind of slide and go to grab Blue and kind of like pull him in and kind of like send him forward, hunker down next to this fellow Bam, and just kind of go, chicken's a chicken whether it can breathe fire or not.
Love those one-liners.
And you send an arrow that way?
Yeah, just like a warning arrow in this guy. Do I manage to grab Blue and send him back down and shoot
along the ice slide?
I kind of want to like scoop him up and kind of like in a flawless fluid motion send Blue forward, and he's rushing forward with the arrow.
Oh, because the arrows are on Blue.
This fire chicken.
Draws.
I would actually lobby that Blue is still slipping and sliding down. He's looking at you doing that, and he thinks it's cool. But Blue is a homie, dude. I want to chill with Blue.
We made Blue so cool. When we tested this character out, because we actually, this is one of the ones that we made amongst ourselves.
I think I played that.
Yeah, you played it, and Mutton Chops, which is what you call Blue, was just the worst.
Yeah, Mutton
He was
Chops.
just a dog.
He was just a dog.
He was just a dog.
Now this is Scooby-Doo. Now this is like...
Or actually Blue.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's
yeah.
actually Blue.
Blue's Clues Blue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Blue's from like friggin' Manhattan Beach, man.
So actually, Blue's a little bit out of reach, but you do send an arrow. You don't seem to think you hit anything. It was a warning shot. The Kenku are down there, and now this crate is all the way at the other side, and you are too.
Whoa.
So you can actually see now that there is this really arcane altar where these Kenku have this. It almost looks like a totem pole, but it's got these large wings that have other animals' wings nailed to it.
Whoa.
And below it is definitively a sacrifice altar, and this kind of Kenku leader is flapping and squawking in this kind of tantric dance.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, would my character know the alignment of a bronze dragon? As a player, I know.
No, your character would not. His character might.
Could I make a roll to see if there's no chance of
I
me
would
knowing.
say that it's a history thing rather than a nature thing.
Well, we'll see who does more damage. My friend.
I think this is more of a. I think this is like
this is
both
Peach's
a
campaign,
history.
fam.
Can I-
both a
can I-
history and
can
a
I
nature
try
thing.
and, like-
You can try and roll for it.
Okay. History.
Yeah.
It is. It's a 9.
Okay, for 9 for history, and what's for nature? You
For
just
nature,
roll for both,
it's the same. You mean to roll a second die
yes,
for nature?
roll a second die.
That's 15.
Okay. So for your history, you don't have history with this animal.
No. No.
For your actual nature check, dragon's a dragon. It's big. It destroys
dangerous.
things. It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
It breathes fire.
It breathes fire.
So, Blue is kind of towards the altar, and he sees it. And at this point, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to wrestle this chicken down out of the sky and see what kind of eggs I can pull from its belly. Now, Blue, though, sees that this is very clearly a sacrificial altar, and he knows I don't play shit like that. And he goes,
Do we see it's a sacrificial elder or just?
You don't.
Blue did.
Blue does.
Yeah, so
and you
Blue
see-
Yeah.
kind of went like, and I look over and I'm, oh hell no! And I scream out to you, and I go, for God's sake, see if there's a living creature inside of that crate, and if it is, help that poor some bitch out of it. We ain't making a sacrifice here today. You defend the structure, you and me, let's get this bird out of the sky. And I turn back around, and I'm ready to
And
fucking go.
never
I'm
my-
like,
Never
"Yo."
in my life have I felt a redneck be so like authoritarian. I'm kind of like
Hey
shocked.
man, you don't know enough
I'm
rednecks.
like shocked in the action of like, well, okay.
All right.
So actually, at that moment, you hear the familiar voice, and it says, "Sacrifice."
Oh hell no!
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
You can't say the F word on television.
Good
Family
TV?
show.
Good thing we're not on television.
We're on TV now. Okay, so he says, "Sacrifice." That's the only thing he says, and
We all
actually,
hear
in a
this?
weird way,
We all hear this.
you all hear this, and also you notice that the Kenku hear it too.
I turn to you and like, what sacrifice? Because I don't know about this family. Like, what?
Me father, and his father's father, all speaking in unison. I hear you. Can I make a, what do you, like a save to get up? I'm prone.
You
that how
can
that
just get up because we're not in combat right now.
Okay, I just get up.
Get up, big boy.
I get up, and I stand up, and I go,
And what else do you want to do?
I'm gonna do a perception roll to see what's in this crate, or to see if there's a way I can open it
Okay.
to see what's inside.
Make a perception.
It's 12.
You can see that the top of the crate, which is now on the bottom,
Okay.
because it says it has an arrow, and in dragon it says "Arr, up." Obviously,
Oh, I can't.
and
read Draconic.
you can see that that would be the place where they nailed it together with Kenku nails
In the Dragon Factory.
in the dragon factory. But the other thing that you notice is that there are holes in the crate.
Oh no.
So
Oh, you're naughty.
I'm a naughty boy.
Okay.
Remember when we were all at the bar and Dylan was like, I did something pretty abstract.
Well,
then,
just wait.
What he
I'm
meant
going
was-
to
You
use
some bitch.
my smith's tool, my smith kit, to attempt to pry this box open.
Okay.
You
Make,
forge a sword on top of it.
yeah, just make a roll.
Make a roll. That's a really bad roll. That's a 4 with my strength modifier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nah, you're not really doing much with that roll. Yeah, you do actually alert with your grunts the rest of the sacrificers who begin to move towards you and try and pull the box to the stand. So they're pulling the box to the altar.
I'm gonna talk to Peaches and be like, what's going on? What sacrifice?
Doesn't matter what the sacrifice is or what deity or some bitch up in the sky be requesting it. We ain't gonna do it. We're gonna set that poor bastard free. We're gonna wrestle up a goddamn dragon and feed him straight into the mouth of the bastard who asked us to kill that man in the crate.
And this is like a lot of information at once. I'm like, okay, so we're not fighting this dragon.
We're fighting the dragon, not up, boy. Let's get in there. You ever been inside of a dragon's guts? It's slippery and smooth like throwing a hot dog down a damp hallway. And sometimes that's enough.
Forget I asked. You know, I'll follow your lead. You seem to know what's happening. I want to look back and see, and be like, what's happening behind me?
Okay.
That's like in the town sacrifice area. So they're pulling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that they are pulling this crate towards them.
So
Iron Lip looks winded from trying to.
That's
just
very
open this-
on Iron
I know.
Lip bellow lungs.
I rolled
like,
that.
I
So
look up at the sky and I put my bow down for a second just to show, and I pull out my 2 short swords.
Okay, and
And I
what do
go-
you want to finish doing?
Oh, I want to tell him that I saw bronze coloring, so it's a bronze dragon. Maybe he might know.
'Cause
Like,
he's
it's
a
Okay.
dwarf.
It's a bronze one.
Yeah.
to you.
I kind of, you hear just as I pull my 2 swords, and Blue runs up in front, and he's like right where, like, if the camera angle is right, he'd be like right where my cock is, you know, just like that. That's the camera angle right now, like kind of looking up.
You mean your
and-
waist? Could it have been your waist, or did you have to say cock?
No, it's cock. It's like it's just
Oh,
like
wait, no, the camera is cocked.
Sure. Whatever. The camera's laying down on the ground, and I'm just like, you know, like this. And I go, "Come on out here and wrestle, fool!" And just go, "Sue!" And Blue, right where my cock would be, just. And so just at the same time, it's just like, "Could you roo for me?"
Oh.
And I roll
That's-
for intimidation on the dragon, please.
You're gonna have to roll real fucking high.
I hope
He knows how to roll natural 20s at key moments.
Oh, I thought that was a 20.
I thought
I
it
did
was
too.
for a
I
second,
did too.
too.
I
The
did
20
too.
is like 2 rolls off. I'm looking at a 20 right now.
So that's just going to be a natural 10, and I have very low charisma.
The most average.
Which does not seem to hold true in this campaign.
You actually, you're proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself for doing that. And, you know, Blue seems pretty content. But as you do that,
He's like, what?
a,
Dad?
a claw kind of comes out of the shadows and just
Oh,
like,
fuck.
places one down. And
Well,
you
I'll
can
be-
actually make a nature check now.
That's going to be 13.
You notice that the claw is big, not massive.
I go ahead and when I see the claw, I just smile and slowly kind of put the swords back in their sheaths on my belt, pick up my bow and a blade of grass, stick it in my teeth, and I go, "It's about damn time."
Okay, so now we're gonna flip around over to
Yeah.
you and the Kenku.
So the Kenku have now taken the chest and they're dragging it towards the plinth of murder.
Murder Plinth. That's right.
Murder plinth.
Murder.
Pedestal.
But actually, there's a sign that says Murder Plinth. on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the signpost said. Murder. Okay.
Canon.
Sacrifices here. And
I. Well.
Zoom.
Wow, I haven't. Wait.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
No, that's a boom, boom, boom.
Can I see the claw as well? Is it was it like boom?
I mean, yeah, it's a dragon.
It went
claw.
boom.
It went boom.
Okay.
You saw it.
So I can see its coloring as well.
Yes.
Can I make a perception check or a
You can
something
make-
like a
You-
history check for
what's
dwarves?
your background as?
Mountain dwarf, trade city, lots of high grade magic weapons
And your
and armor.
where is your city located?
In the mountains near a bunch of dragons.
Okay. All right, but it's in
No.
the mountains.
Yeah, definitely in the
Okay.
mountains, in like the heart of the mountains.
Okay, it's in the mountains.
oh,
You cannot make
Okay.
a check for this.
Okay.
Um,
To discern the type of
You
dragon.
cannot.
It's more like dragons is dragons.
no, I would lobby that what
Just
you
suspending
do know
judgment.
about dragons is that dragons of a certain type exist in very certain
Regions.
climates.
Dragons of a feather tend to
And-
flock together.
Yeah.
And I
You
think
are
that's
a
fine.
mountain dwarf, so you may not
Yeah.
have seen this particular dragon.
And I know that dragons, you just don't mess with them, whether they're good or bad.
Yes.
Because they steal.
Yes.
And they keep gold.
And
they
they
keep
like
one thing-
to
okay.
steal.
and they kill, which is
Then
important right
I'm
here.
going
big
to attempt to I'm gonna attempt to intimidate the Kenku, lugging it away, or persuade them that I want to see what's in it. I want to see what's in the crate, or I want to. Yeah, I want to convince them before they go any further. I want to make sure the goods are secure in the crate. I don't want to make sure anything's been broken or damaged.
Okay, make a persuasion
or
check.
harmed.
15's the roll.
I like the angle.
That's just a.
Approach.
It's just a 15. I don't have a modifier for that because I have no charisma.
Okay, that's a 15.
There's a plane on
And would you say that you're trying to deceive them?
No, I'm legitimately wondering. Excuse me. What's in the crate? I don't know yet, so I can't say whether or not I want to deceive them because I don't know what my actions are.
Okay. Well, then you're actually talking to them. What do you say? They seem to be receptive to your communication.
Well, I come up and I go, that was quite a thing with the cart. I'd hate to see what's in there being damaged or otherwise in a state that isn't fit for your ritual. If I could just open the crate and examine the goods that you so willingly needed our help for, I'd be very grateful.
And the leader actually comes up, like, he looks a little bit like, you know, how Rafiki walks.
He's an elder,
He's coming over, and he's like, and he's chanting madly, and he actually looks at you, and he goes, and he wants what you were trying to open the box with.
Oh, the smith's tools?
Yes.
Okay, I hand over an ordinary chisel, just like a very low-grade everyday chisel, and also one of the hammers in the pack, probably a smaller one.
Okay. So what happens is he takes the chisel from you, puts it where the lid would be, gets the other Kenku to flip it on its side, and then with his staff of just other skulls of animals and his shamanic totems, he lifts up the staff and then like taps the chisel, and when that happens, there's actually a pop, and the chisel goes in, blasts off the lid, and a very young dragon whelpling actually starts moving magically towards the altar.
Nope. Is this a winged dragon?
This is, it seems that, make a history check.
Okay. I want to see, what kind of like, what am I observing? It's what'd you say, history?
Yes.
That's a 9.
9? Okay, well, I mean, every dwarven household and clan knows stories of dragons, knows that the biggest ones are often the size of mountains, the smallest ones can be a puppy. This is somewhere in between there. It's not so big that it seems to be larger than a house. It is a very large crate. The crate was fit snug for the dragon.
Yeah.
But that could indicate somewhere of 40 years old, maybe.
So it's like Aragon.
Exactly, bro. So it's about, it looks to be like above a whelpling, too young to be.
Man, you know how to get me pissed.
Yeah.
So this guy is now, the dragon is now moving towards the direction of the altar.
I'm going to, knowing that me and Peaches can't take out Dragon by ourselves, I'm gonna let's duck and roll. I'm gonna hide in some bushes or foliage to the side of the path he's coming down.
Okay.
Because I know if I want to take this down, I can't just I'm one guy. This is a dragon. I don't have.
Has the dragon emerged from the woods at all yet?
Only its paw.
Okay, still.
It's
No, let's wait. Let's wait a couple seconds.
Okay.
For that.
yeah. So I'm trying to eventually. I know we see its paw coming out. I know it's heading. I'm gonna try and hide, essentially.
Okay. You want to roll a stealth check?
I will. 21.
Ooh, you're in. That sucker saw you, and now you're gone.
I guess I'm using go.
I'm out.
Bilbo.
So yeah, you're hidden. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna wait.
Right there.
I'm gonna hide, and I'm gonna wait and see what transpires. I know that I'm not strong enough to take a dragon down.
Okay.
So I'm rather just like see how this plays out and then react accordingly.
Okay.
Do I have any knowledge of the fact that this dragon's magically being pulled to the altar?
You don't, Blue May. Can you communicate telepathically to your beast?
Blue and I
It's up to you.
can communicate
If it wasn't written, I'm gonna just guess that you don't, and you have a strong friendship.
But Blue and I speak.
It's a special kind of bond.
Yeah, like
Here it comes.
he barked. He like
He barked.
he's essentially like if he noticed it,
Is he pointing? Is he like?
he'll go. He commands it. He does one of these. He goes like,
And he's
Yeah.
pointing.
And his tail is like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then he tries to alert you to it. So.
and so I am so. That's for Ethan. I'm so engrossed in this hunt, engorged even, turgid.
You can't hunt a boar here, man.
No, so seriously, Blue knows better than to interrupt me when I'm in a hunt. And when I feel the familiar touch of my best friend and my great pal, I know to pay attention, and I turn around away from what I think is my mark and see a dragon being pulled to the altar, and this is not fair game. This is not the rules that I follow. I am all about the hunt, and I thought the dragon was my prey, but now I know the dragon is my ally. And I start, because I know I have a better chance this way, I start slowly jogging towards the dragon and like speaking to the dragon, knowing full well the environment that I am in and knowing the beast.
What language are you speaking in?
I'm in common.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a way to directly speak to it, but communicating through nature best that I can.
You have to
try to communicate with the beast.
Speak of animals, don't you?
You may have a spell that can speak.
Yeah, but I didn't think that speak with animals would.
I would lobby that a dragon is smarter than an
Yeah.
animal. It's not really a beast.
Yeah, so I start running towards the dragon. I never turned my back to a hunt. Not today, not any day. And I thought you were my mark, but it looks like we're hunting the small birds tonight. You just became my best friend. Let's save that little rascal. And run towards the dragon.
The dragon actually puts its other paw forward, and it pushes off the ground away from you, and it kind of in the sky, the already dark sky, which is not moonlit, you see the kind of span of this young adult dragon, and it's a very sizable beast, and it just moves right over you. It doesn't seem to have heard what you were saying, and it just bombs the actual, what did we call it before? The plinth.
The murder plinth.
It bombs the murder plinth with a blob of acid, and kind of flies past it, and now it is just kind of you alone in the dark, and maybe this guy.
I to myself, I see the acid hit the murder Plymouth, and I go, reminds me of Miles cooking. Looks like my ally tonight has more in common with me than I previously thought. And like kind of at Blue and also at the dragon, knowing very well that he may not hear me, haven't been around this beast before, haven't hunted quite a few myself, and I start running towards sorry, what are they called? Kenkus. Running towards the Kenkus.
I'm gonna fall in step with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I go, Blue, Dragon Mama. Ride with me.
Okay. What do you do?
Where we were in regards to so it just hit the murder Plymouth and not anybody in the vicinity.
Would you like to do a perception check to see exactly what this area looks like? It's been a little. I mean, you've been in a rush and your adrenaline has been up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. But then I'm not done in the direct vicinity. That's not a good one.
Hammer hands rolls.
Yeah, that was a hammer hands roll. That's a 4.
So in the actual, it's not hard to see. So
it's dark.
I mean, it's the dimness is kind of disorienting
It's full of acid.
you, and you're not a young dwarf like you used to be.
Yeah.
And you can see that the murdered Plymouth, this large totem, is definitely the centerpiece of it. To the side seem to be 2 kind of waystones. So it's making this kind of almost seems to be a wing in its architectural design that leads up. And then there are 3 smaller totems in weird places. Obligatory bag of bones. Just like a stomach full of blood lying somewhere. Just weird shaman shit. And so that's all going on. And you have now kind of soaked that in.
Soaked. My brain. It's soaked with these. I want to do something with that. What did you say? A stomach full of blood?
Yeah.
I'm going to. So the dragon is being the young dragon is being magically driven to its eventual, perhaps, demise. I'm going to address the elder and ask why they're doing this. Why are you doing this? What has this beast done to you? Dragons can be kindly folk, though very greedy when it comes to gold. Please, I must know what you're doing.
And with that, the Kenku elder begins to squawk at you, but all 3 of you and all of the Kenku at that time hear the deep booming voice call out to you again. You've heard exactly what I wanted you to hear. That's all you will hear. And I expect you to participate. And while that happens, the Kenku, elder, kind of snaps out of it, and they all look at each other, and he slams his pole down on the ground, and a barrier ring sets over the actual sacrificial altar, the dragon inside, from the tip of the plinth all the way out.
Dude,
and
just
you
like on
are pushed.
Naboo.
You are pushed out of the ring. And actually, here is where we will take our break. We're at the
We're
halfway
pushed
point.
out of the ring?
You are.
You are.
So I am.
Yes.
But not everyone else?
They were already out of the ring.
We're right
I'm about
towards
to
you. We're
kill
like,
some
we're
freaking Kenku.
So
I don't sacrifice.
right now,
I just
we are
don't.
going to take our break. One of us will stay here and
we'll rotate in, I guess.
rotate in, take some suggestions, and we'll be back.